For our guest today, we have Ms. Maria Alvarez. She is the Public Affairs Specialist, and she's here from the Social Security Administration, and she's going to share information with us about Social Security and about the different programs and how they work. And hopefully, this is information that you guys will take advantage of, and it may help you out in the future. So, Ms. Alvarez, thank you for coming on to the show.
My pleasure.
And I think the last time we talked, it was about money, and I hate to say it like that, but it's money. But I think this next topic you could talk about is about retirement, I think, and that's very important. So listen up, guys. That's all I can tell you.
Yes. Well, Social Security, when you think Social Security, you immediately think retirement. That's what we're going to talk about. But we have talked about Social Security disability also.
Yeah.
Either case, if you've worked and paid into Social Security, the benefits are there for you when you need them, whether it's because of the disability, hopefully not, but if you are not disabled and you make it to retirement age, we have your benefits and ready to pay you at the age that you want. Eligibility for retirement, Greg, is 40 credits or quarters. We used to call them quarters.
Yes.
They're called credits now. But think about this. We spend 30, sometimes 40 years in the workforce.
Yes.
After your first 10 years, a worker has basic eligibility for Social Security retirement.
Okay.
So it's not hard to become insured or eligible for a check. But of course, the more years you work and pay in over those first 10 years, the higher your benefit amount's going to be.
So what you're talking about is the fact that the first 10 years you qualify.
Correct.
But you're also at a certain salary bracket or wage bracket, and during the time if you're going, say you start off when you're 20 years of age.
Exactly.
And here you are 50, 55, and your salary or your wages are a lot higher. You put in a lot more in. But I would like to say though is that sometimes I hear people saying they want to stop at 50 and then they want to retire at 62, and then they find out the last 10 years they really haven't.
Correct.
They may have increased in salary, but
you're absolutely right. Two things and I hear that too, believe me. Two things I'm going to mention with that. First of all, the point you made that you're not paying for 10 years prior to retiring. That's going to affect your payment amount.
Yeah.
It's going to be less than it could have been had you continued to pay in. And the reason for that is that we determine your payment amount, your retirement payment amount, according to your highest 35 years.
Okay, highest 35 years, okay.
So we look for an average of your highest 35 years. So if you don't have 35 years paid in, that average is going to go down, your benefit amount's going to go down. You have basic 10, so you're eligible for a check, but you're going to get a basic, very small check.
Right.
The second thing, if you stop working at 50 and then, let's say at 60, you become disabled.
Yeah.
Guess what? For Social Security disability, unlike retirement, for retirement it's etched in stone if you have the credits or quarters you need. But for disability, you have to have worked and paid in recently.
Okay, recently.
So if you haven't paid
within the last 10 years?
Exactly. It's that's the general guideline. An average, if you haven't paid in about 5 of the last 10 years, you may not have insured status for disability.
That's right.
So, caution.
That's a whole new program.
Exactly. But since we're talking about retirement, your earnings are etched in stone. If you decide to stop working at 50, you can do so. But believe me, your retirement check is going to be a lot less than it could have been. The earliest you can retire under Social Security is age 62.
Yes.
If you decide to take it that early, it's considered early retirement. So you would basically have a reduction in your check of about 25%.
Yes, that's
as
true.
opposed to what you could have gotten if you waited until your full retirement age.
Right.
We were talking earlier, and I hear that you waited. You waited. So you got 100% of the benefit that you were due according to what you worked and paid in. And something that some folks may not know is that you can delay your retirement or taking your Social Security retirement past full retirement
Right,
age.
right.
And if you do so, you gain 8% higher benefit for every year that you delay taking that check
Right.
between your full retirement age and age 70. So if my full retirement age is 66 and I say I want to continue working, I'm feeling good, I'm healthy, I don't really need my Social Security benefit right now. I wish we could all say that.
Yes, yes.
But if you are in that situation, your benefit increases from that 100%, 8% higher per year, so you can wind up drawing 132%
Okay.
by age 70.
Right. Well, this is going to end this first segment of the third show, and we will be right back. We are back with Mrs. Alvarez, and she's going to pick up where she left off. So, once again, you have the floor, Ms. Alvarez.
Thank you, Greg. We were talking about the difference in whether you take your retirement early at 62, wait till full retirement age,
Right.
or even postpone until 70, and the advantages that that postponement can bring you. One of the things that people ask me all the time when I'm out in the community given this type of information is, what is the best age to retire? And unfortunately,
That's a question mark.
that's correct. And it is, there's really no best age to retire. And the reason is that it's a very individual decision.
Right.
It has to do with the individual's health, with their financial situation. And believe it or not, Greg, I believe it even has to do with their philosophy of life.
Okay.
Would they rather have a bird in the hand, take that retirement as early as possible because they don't know what's going to happen tomorrow?
Right.
Or are they the type of person that says, I'm going to wait to maximize my benefit and get as much as possible because they have, let's say, longevity in their family?
Well,
They're
yeah.
fairly healthy, and most people, barring some type of accident, live well into their 80s and 90s. So they want
Yes,
to
I know
wait
about that.
to maximize that benefit. So, like I said, sometimes it says you have to make an informed and intelligent decision for yourself, but sometimes people do look at those types of factors, such as longevity in their family. Most financial planners will tell you to delay as long as possible to maximize your benefit, but it is an individual decision, and that's always my answer for them is be informed, know what your options are, but it's not just that dollar amount. You have a lot of other things to consider when taking
Well, the
that
thing
benefit.
is, with me, I was hoping, well, the men in my family reaches into the 80s, okay, but it's not guaranteed.
That's right. That's
Okay?
right.
So I'm finding people that I grew up with, people in my age bracket, and I'm watching them passing away. Some just retired, and next month, 2 months, they're dead. So I took a gamble, so I'm gonna go to 66. Well, right now I'm 69 going on 70. Well, I took the 66 because I want the full retirement benefit. But after that, I can go to work and make as much money as I want. From what I understand,
That's correct.
hey, to me, I'll take with the bird in hand and give me all those birds in the bush. I'm gonna go out there and go get them.
That's a good compromise.
so
Absolutely.
it just depends upon. I mean, in one time I did get involved with something, and I earned money. Okay, and that stopped while I had Social Security to fall back on. Okay, I really don't have to work, but the point is I'm using it to my advantage.
Absolutely.
Okay, because
Absolutely.
life doesn't stop just because you just because you retired.
That's correct.
Okay.
And that brings me to a point where a lot of people also ask me whether they can still do some work while in retirement if they're
Right.
under full retirement age. As you mentioned, at full retirement age, an individual can work and earn
As much as they want. That's right.
without it affecting their Social Security check. But if you're under your full retirement age, and by the way, I'm sure people are wondering, well, what's full retirement age? Let me just stop right here
It's a
to
different
say,
bracket.
if you were born between 43 and 54, your full retirement age is 66 years of age.
Well, stop you right there. They changed it on me because I was at 65 until Congress changed it. So now I'm at 66. Well, I've done that, but go ahead.
Correct. It changed. It changes not often, but I think the last change was sometime in the early 80s, early to mid 80s. If you were born 55 to 1959, it increases by 2-month increments
Okay.
from 66 till 1960. If you were born 1960 and later, it's currently at 67.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
But let's go back to talking about if you're under full retirement age, you do have a limit on what you're allowed to earn. And by the way, that changes every year. So make sure you know what the limit is for the year that you want to work if you're under full retirement
So
age.
if you retire at 62, you have a limit as to how much you can earn.
Correct.
Okay.
This year, it's $16,920 a year.
Okay.
So it's not a bad part-time job.
But,
Okay?
but you add that to what you're getting,
Exactly.
that's a pretty decent income.
Exactly.
You know, you
And-
can survive.
Correct. And furthermore, the year you turn full retirement age, let's say my full retirement age is 66 and I turned 66 in June of this year, between January and May, because I turned full retirement age in June, I can earn as much as $44,880.
Okay.
Now that's way more than a part-time job, okay?
Yeah, you're right.
The month of my full retirement age, which in the example I gave was June, I could earn as much as I want.
That's fantastic. Well, this is the end of this segment, and we shall be back. We're back with Mrs. Alvarez, and she's going to pick up where she left off from this last segment. Ms. Alvarez, once again, the floor is yours. Go for it.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you. We were talking about working while in retirement, and we established some benchmarks as to when you can and can't work, and that's another compromise for some people. You know, they may want to go ahead and get that bird in the hand at 62, like we said,
Yeah.
but then still do some work. Maybe just slow down their work activity, but do some work. Sometimes people also have the question of, gee, when should I retire? Early, full retirement age? One of the things that we recommend is for people to use some of the online calculators and tools that we have
Okay.
that will give them estimates.
Estimates, yes.
So that when you see those concrete numbers, that will help you make decisions because, you know, we all need to know how much we need
Yes,
to live.
yes.
So when you see those numbers, that will help you make some of those decisions. We have two great tools that can be utilized on our website. And you mentioned, Greg, that not everybody is computer savvy.
Yes.
But enlist your adult children,
Yes.
your teenage grandchildren to help you go online
Yes.
and look for this information. Believe me, it will be very easy for them to do.
Yeah.
And they will enjoy being able to help you if you're not
Well, I'll
computer
tell you
savvy.
what, I've learned it from my own children and my grandchildren, but the difference is with my children, they don't teach. Okay? They get on the computer and go zip, 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 zip. That's the way that I'm saying, wait a minute, what did you just do?
Let's back up here.
Okay, so what I did, I got my children, my older children anyway, sit down and write step by step.
Correct.
and I can print it out, and I can go through it myself. And at some point in time, I'm gonna be doing things, you can ask me, what are you doing, Dad?
That's right.
Okay, so that's one little tip that I found worked with me with grown-up children. The grandchildren, they don't mind helping.
That's right. Very worthwhile to actually go online and look at this information, Greg, because like I said, it's going to help you make those decisions if you're kind of unsure. The retirement estimator is the first one, and it can be found on the socialsecurity.gov. Make
Okay.
sure you go to socialsecurity.gov, not com.
Okay,
The .com folks are not the official website. Some of those people even charge you for information.
Yes.
Social Security never ever charges for any information for a Social Security card replacement, none of that. So keep that in mind. So www.socialsecurity.gov. You will find a retirement estimator. This estimator is simple to use. You're going to put in your date of birth, your Social Security number, and maybe one or two other pieces of ID information. It picks up your actual earnings record that we
Okay.
have for you
okay,
and works with that information. So as you can imagine, it's a fairly accurate estimate. It may vary slightly from when you actually file an application and get your benefit, but it's going to be pretty close. You can ask for an estimate at any age, month by month, if you'd like to see
Okay.
that much detail, between 62 and 70.
okay,
You can even add information such as earnings. For example, you can put in, what if I don't want to take my benefit as early as 62, but I'm considering 62 and a half? And I also think I may want to be working and earning $10,000 a year, maybe a little over $1,000 a month. What would that do to my benefit? This retirement estimator will return that dollar estimate to you. So it's very handy and very
Well,
accurate.
I tell you what, something just happened just this morning. I'm involved at my church,
Yes.
a 21-day fast. Okay, and we report at 6 o'clock in the morning for a whole hour to pray for our brothers and sisters, okay?
Wonderful.
So we get cards, right? One of the cards I read today was that this was an elderly woman whose son lost his job 2 years ago, and she's been supporting him.
Wow.
So you know she's in tight budget mode,
Sure.
and she's living off of whatever income she has. So when you do these estimates, sometimes think outside of the box. If something happens, can you survive? Because the only way you can help people if you survive.
Absolutely.
If you can be in a position to do that, then fine. But like this individual, she supported her son and her family for 2 years, and she says she's fighting it.
That is
So-
an excellent point, Greg. When folks are considering retirement and if they should take it early, later, retire at all at
Yes.
before full retirement age. On average, Social Security benefits replace only about 40% of the income they had while they were working.
Well, I can believe-
Think about that. That's less
I can
than
believe
half
that.
of the
Of the
income
income.
you had.
Yeah.
It was never meant to be the only thing in
Right,
retirement.
right. Well, let's end this last segment